Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me a diamond in the rough. His name is Andrew Boston. He's a wide receiver out of Eastern Washington. Nice to have you on, buddy.
I appreciate it, Jimmy.
So, Andrew, really a part of a fantastic offense out there at Eastern Washington. You guys have had really great games and all of that. But before we get started talking about all of that, uh, give me a little backdrop of you and your journey, if you don't mind. Tell me maybe where you're from and how you got there to Eastern Washington.
Right. So I was actually born in Boise, Idaho. So I lived out in Boise until I was about 12 years old, and then moved out here to Puyallup, Washington, and went to Emerald Ridge High School, where I was recruited from to go to Eastern. So after that, went to Eastern and just finished up my career after what COVID made about 3.5, 4 seasons. So but then now we're here.
So coming out of high school, do you have a lot of offers going anywhere else, or was it always going to be Eastern Washington, or how was that for you, like that recruiting process coming out of high school?
So recruiting coming out of high school, I had a majority of Big Sky offers, and then I had a few of the FBS like military schools. As far as I believe, I had Army, Air Force, and then Hawaii as well. Um, but those schools, I just didn't feel like I would fit over there, and I ended up just choosing Eastern, being that I'm from the state, and at the end of the day, they were the first team to offer me, so I felt that loyalty.
Well, hey, there's nothing bad about that. I mean, obviously being close to home certainly helps. I mean, so your family can attend and that sort of stuff. So, what to you made Eastern Washington just a very special place to play and also take some classes? So, let's talk up your university a little bit.
Yeah, Eastern is a definitely an area where you're sort of secluded from a lot of things, a lot of distractions and whatnot. You don't really have to deal with going to a school like that. And then as far as the football facilities and football offices and stuff like that, just the whole presence of being a part of the Eastern Washington football team, you sort of get this edge on your shoulder. I guess we always say there, what we have, we may do with, and we take we get every bit of progress and and confidence out of the fact that even though things aren't always great here, we don't have the greatest facilities in the country. Obviously, over here at the FCS school, we make very good do with what we do have. So, like I said, just that chip on your shoulder and kind of just like the presence of being around that all the time, it kind of shapes you into the person you want to be, or you can see yourself being in the future.
Sure. And so let's kind of look at you as an NFL prospect. I mean, you get a big guy, about 6'3", 205 pounds, so a huge target there to throw to. How would you define yourself as a prospect? What do you feel separates you as an athlete?
Yeah, I think I have a good mixture between size and strength. At that 6'3", 205, that's a solid size. I feel like I could be even a little bit bigger as I get into the NFL. Kind of feel like my body a little bit more even, but uh, with what I am already, I feel like I'm kind of a physical presence on the field, as far as not only physically but mentally. I kind of embrace that dog attitude of sort of being, not necessarily a bully on the field, but a guy who's confident in himself, and a guy who's not afraid to perform.
Sure. I don't know if you've ever done this or if this is something that we really want to chat about a lot, but I mean, is there maybe a guy in the pros right now that you look up to, try and emulate, maybe even compare yourself to?
Definitely, I mean, Julio Jones. That's been kind of my favorite receiver over this past, not necessarily just few years, but even like out of high school and middle school. watching him come up and watching his journey, just the physical presence that he is on a field. And you watch things like the NFL Top 100 and stuff like that, and it's the type of things that guys say about him when the camera is rolling or not. It's somebody that exemplifies the type of person I would want to be as far as on and off the field. That respect that he garnishes, I highly respect that myself. I think he said himself in an interview, you don't want to try to be Julio. You want to be you, and that's something I've embraced from that interview. Is I respect him as an athlete, respect him on and off the field. But at the end of the day, he might, if he's the benchmark, then that's the type of player I'm trying to shoot to become, but in my own way.
Nice. Do let's talk about this video game-esque offense. I mean, you guys are just a phenomenal offense. Got a great offensive line there protecting for your, I guess, didn't he win the Walter Payton Award? Like y'all's quarterback, Eric Berry. I mean, just talk about this offense and the mastermind behind this offense and how you guys are able to put up these numbers.
Yeah, I mean, just think back to us really coming up in the program together at Eastern. When I got there, he had just finished up his redshirt year, and I had then began mine. So he was sitting behind Gage Guru at the time, and so we all, or even our younger receivers, me and Sololo, we were younger guys back then. So we would go on the field together and whatnot, getting throwing sessions between us. And then by the time it was time for us to play as seniors, that chemistry really carried over the years. And then, I mean, just like you said, video game numbers and things like that, we were able to put up. You've seen Eric with the ball in his hand, and he does crazy things. So I think as an offense, we just really embrace the fact that we have a guy back there who is worthy of winning a Walter Payton Award and stuff like that. So it just kind of motivated everybody to elevate their game the same way.
Awesome. So let's, I guess, steer back a bit towards you. So, I mean, obviously a guy who is trying to get to the next level. So, in order to do that, I mean, obviously there's a lot that goes into that, like on a daily basis. So talk about that daily grind for you, if you don't mind. Like, how has your work in the film room, in the weight room, really helped develop you into the player you are today? Can you maybe chat first about that? Let's chat first about that weight room, if you don't mind. I mean, obviously you got some guns there showing. So let's chat about your development there.
Right. So I take the weight room just very seriously. That's kind of my dad always told me the weight room is where you get your armor, that muscle, put that muscle on. That's what's going to protect you on that field. So every day I just approach the weight room as, getting a little bit stronger, pushing that weight. And just you can't be content in the weight room at the end of the day. If you want to put that muscle on and get strong like you say you do, then you gotta show up and be ready to grind every day.
And what about that film study? I mean, is there maybe a time where you were able to go into the film room, study yourself and your opponents, get a little bit better, and really execute out there on the field like to perfection? I mean, is there maybe an instance like specifically that you could think of?
I mean, I can't even think of one. I've spent a lot of time in the film room. Like you said, it's sort of different, mindsets or whatnot when I'm in there. Sometimes I'm in there watching myself, trying to see what I could do better and kind of analyze how I feel things are looking at that time. Versus, when I'm preparing for a game, that's time to go and, watch the opponent defense or watch the opponent players specifically, see how they move, react to different things that who I'm going to see on the field. So my approach to the film room was pretty similar to the weight room. It's much more analytical in a sense that I'm not just pressing out this weight. But at the same time I'm taking notes and being just as diligent in my work in the film as well.
Great. So sounds like you're a worker on both accounts there. Do you have a favorite lift in the weight room? Like, is there one particular lift there, whether it be bench, hang clean, power clean, squat? Like, what's your What's your one lift there that you're most proud of?
I love that bench press, man. It just for some reason it came easy early. You know, you just lay under the bar and push it out. So, uh, yeah, that's probably my favorite lift. As just coming up, my body just been able to really lift weight in the bench press. So that, and I feel like it kind of gives you a little bit of an edge. You know, like puff your shoulders out a little bit. You know, you hit a new max, it makes you feel really good about yourself. So I think that's definitely my favorite lift.
Awesome. Again, a lot of great moments out there. Is there maybe one particular game or play or some highlight of your career that you want to share? I mean, again, a lot of great moments. I know you got a lot maybe that you could choose from, but is there maybe one of those moments that you could share with us?
Yeah, I'd say when we got to play UW over here in Seattle, we came back, I believe, my sophomore year. Had a good game, over 100 yards in a half. So, I was feeling good about myself and things like that. I had one play where I actually ended up catching the ball, making a dude miss and going for like 70 yards or something like that, 60, 70 yards. So
Hmm.
that was definitely a really cool moment to experience, just being, I've been around here for so long. My family's out here, friends and everything. A lot of people were, texting me about, sending me pictures and, seeing what uh, seeing what I was able to do on the field. And it was cool to kind of feel that love from the people that were still around, that were still, watching my journey.
Nice. Obviously, when you're able to, go out there and make plays like on the FBS stage. I mean, certainly putting you out there, in front of a whole lot of scouts and everybody, so that they know who you are. So, love that. So, a lot of guys over the years that have poured into you, whether it be from high school or, there at Eastern Washington. Is there maybe a lesson from one of those coaches that still sticks with you today?
Yeah, I think the biggest lesson or takeaway I could take from my coaching staff was actually from Coach Pat McCann. He was my most recent wide receiver coach, who who's now over at Fresno State. Just like not only like a supporter, but somebody who every day was pushing me to become who I wanted to be, and strive for that level of greatness. Where some days you don't feel like doing this or that, but at the end of the day, do you really want to be as great as you say you do, and stuff like that. So um, not even necessarily not only when you're feeling unmotivated, but just to have someone around that's always looking out for you to become the best version of yourself. I feel like that was huge, and his impact on me is for sure will be something I'll continue to embrace and feel moving forward.
Great. And again, I mean, I know you've changed a lot over the years, going back from, you've been there at Eastern Washington for, a few years now.
Mhm.
Obviously, if you had the opportunity, well, I mean, if you had the opportunity maybe to give your younger self advice, I mean, going back to that high school self, that 18-year-old self, what would you tell him? What sort of advice would you give him?
I think going back to an 18-year-old myself, I would tell him to believe in yourself more. I remember being not necessarily unconfident. I was confident coming in. I thought I was gonna actually be able to play as true and things like that. But I think I would tell myself to bring that confidence and that work ethic every day, but at the same time enjoy the process. A lot of guys coming into college sort of are thinking past it or thinking, 3 and out, or like I said, I'm trying to rush it, trying to get on the field as a freshman and things like that. But at the same time, um, the destination isn't always without the trip. The destination isn't worth anything. So I'd say, enjoy the journey, enjoy the ups and the downs, because eventually they do stop. Um, and now being 23, looking back on it, I'm very glad to be in the position I'm in. But did I necessarily enjoy every bit of my college experience? I don't know if I can say that. I think if I had sort of had that mindset going in to really embrace the journey that's to unfold, I feel like I could have got a little bit more out of it.
Well, I mean, certainly you probably could have gotten more out of it if we didn't have this pandemic. But I mean, obviously you were able to go out there this past season, really do a fantastic job, of yourself. I mean, really putting yourself on the map with a lot of scouts and all that. So I do want to get a chance to meet who this Andrew Boston guy is outside of sports. Um, so I want you to relax a little bit. Tell me something about yourself that maybe not everybody knows, something interesting, fun, unique, or what have you. So give me a little something.
Something fun and unique outside of sports. I
Like maybe
mean,
some hobbies or whatever.
man, I really, I don't know. I mean, I play the game a little bit. I like to get on the Call of Duty, things like that. Um, I can draw a little bit. Few other maybe hidden talents I haven't really tried to express in the past. But yeah, man. I mean, other than that, I'm sort of a regular dude. I just kind of play the game or I'm working out, I guess.
So are you a big car guy? Like if you had the opportunity to have like that one dream car, like have you ever thought about like what that would be if you had like all the money to not hold yourself back?
Yeah, I think I've been really loving the Jeep Grand Cherokee lately. Either the SRT or the Trackhawk. Um, One of those
Okay.
two. Other than that, I mean, I've thought about Range Rovers, things like that. As we're getting closer to an NFL career, kind of thinking, maybe I can make a dream. I can achieve the purchase of my dream car one day. So, I mean, that's so far ahead. I can't think too much about it, but at the end of the day, that'd be really cool.
Well, hey, you never know how that would end up. A
Right.
couple other questions, again, non-football related, just so that we can sit here and shoot the breeze a little bit. You have a favorite movie that you like to watch, like anything there that you want to share? I mean, just either a favorite movie or favorite TV show.
Think. Favorite TV show is bar none Game of Thrones. I don't know if you've seen it or I'm sure viewers have seen it, but yeah, Game of Thrones was a cool show. I actually ended up watching it twice. It was that good. I don't get into that very often, but I think a favorite movie would have to be ATL.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, hey, to each their own. So I mean, I get it. Uh, one more question I want to ask you. I mean, uh, hopefully one of these days you will be in the position where you are at the professional level. You do get that money that you so desire, so that you could set up generational wealth and all that stuff for your family, which is excellent, of course. But the other aspect of it as well is have you ever thought about perhaps what you might do with that, with your time and money, to maybe give back to the community? Like, have you ever thought about like a charity or cause that you might actually put forth your efforts into if you have that opportunity?
Yeah, for sure. I think I would definitely get into things uh, that sort of empower the youth and whatnot, especially young guys coming into the football world. Coming in young, you're just playing the game and whatnot. But I think it would be cool to give back to the kids that are coming up because when I was coming up, I had plenty of people that each sort of gave me a thing here, a thing there that elevated my game. And I feel like I'm wrong not to do that. I think actually a coach of mine at one point had even said, once you're done with this game, it's your duty to give away your tools. Tools, you got your little bag of tools that you got over the year from all the other guys that have put you on. So when I'm to that point in my career where I feel like I can really affect the youth, definitely reaching into my bag of tools and kind of hand them out here and there, just to help guys get to where they want to go as well.
Gotcha. Andrew, right now we're transitioning towards your pro day. Obviously, we're in draft season. Pro day is April 6th for people who really want to know that. What sort of expectations or goals do you have for that day?
Yeah, so my pro day, obviously I want to run well. Um, I'm excited because this past 3 months I've really been in the weight room, in the gym every day, 6 days a week. Grinding away at it, just trying to perfect the test. So I'm expectation. I mean, I have high expectations in everything I do. So at the end of the day, I'm just feeling real not necessarily anxious or nervous to be a way to put it, but really excited to be able to put out, and show people the work that I put in over this past 3 months. And God willing, everything goes just planned, and I run really well, and I jump very high. Lift a lot of reps at 225. So at the end of the day, I know I've been working, so it's just an exciting time, and it's feeling like it's it's right around the corner, and I just can't wait to get out there and handle business.
Great. And one last thing for you to do, buddy, is I want you to look into that camera and I want you to address all those scouts out there who may not know who you are, who really need to know who you are. I want you to give them your pitch as to why they need to take a chance on you, bring you into their franchise, and what kind of teammate you would be for them. So I want you to go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
All right. So when you take a chance on a guy like me, somebody who has a chip on their shoulder like no other. I'm plenty capable of performing in the NFL, and when I get the chance to go do that, I know I'm gonna take the best, make the most out of every opportunity that comes my way. The type of teammate you're getting is somebody who cares tremendously about the team success. In a locker room, I'm somebody who can sort of embrace everybody in every role. So, I feel like I get into the right situation, I can not only, be a role player on a team, but even a leader and somebody who can really make a difference in the locker room. So, you take it, like I said, with that chip on my shoulder and things like that. I feel like coming out of my college career, I haven't reached my potential at all. I feel like I have so much more on the table and so much left to go get that, I'm determined, I'm hungry, and I'm excited to make my step into the league.
Well, Andrew, I do feel like there is a lot going for you as a prospect. I mean, you get this big, tall, strong wide receiver, again, 6'3", 205, working your way up to maybe about 210 or more. But I mean, again, good solid size there. And really what I see out of you is a worker. A guy who's going to, get in there and get the job done, whatever it is that the coach is going to ask you to do, you're just going to do it. Whether that's going to be on special teams or going out there even to block or being that one guy that could be that downhill threat. So I do feel like you have a lot going for you, and wish you best of luck in your journey, bro.
Appreciate it, Jim.
No problem. But again, I have with me Andrew Boston, wide receiver, Eastern Washington. Definitely check him out.